Pioneer days. I like the old pioneer days. The cowboys back in those days, they didn't have iPhones and smartphones and all that. The only way they could pass stories from generation to generation was word of mouth. Well, as you know, as stories are told over and over and over and over again, the words get twisted around a little bit. So I'd like to talk to you about the cowboy version of Cinderella. It's called Rendersella. Well, once upon a time, there was a Pransome Hens. And this Pransome Hens had a lot of money, so one day he decided that he was going to have a Banshee Fall. So the word went out through his kingdom that everybody was welcome to come to the Banshee Fall and meet the Pransome Hens. Well, sure enough, one day the proclamation came to where Rendersella lived with her three sad blisters. And the three sad blisters got all excited about going to the Banshee Fall and meeting the Pransome Hens. But Rendersella had to stay home. Well, the night of the Banshee Fall, who should appear? Her Gary Fodmother. And her Gary Fodmother took a magic wand and turned Rendersella's glad rags into a beautiful evening gown, gave her a carriage, so off Rendersella went to the Banshee Fall to meet the Pransome Hens. Well, while she was at the Banshee Fall, she came walking down the spiral staircase, and her Pransome Hens looked up and saw Rendersella, and their eyes met, and they fell in love. Well, just at that time, the midnight bells started ringing, and Rendersella remembered that her Gary Fodmother told her that she had to be home by midnight. So Rendersella ran down the staircase, out the front door, got in the carriage, and disappeared into the night. But as she ran down the stairway, she slopped her dripper. Well, the Pransome Hens that fell in love with Rendersella, he went over and he picked up the slash glipper. And he spent the next weeks traveling all around his kingdom trying to find that pretty girl that slopped the dripper at his Banshee Fall. Well, one day, sure enough, he showed up where Rendersella lived. And he took the slash clipper and he tried it on the first sad blister, and it fitted it. And then he tried it on the second sad blister, and it fitted it. And then he tried it on Rendersella, and it fitted it. So they fell in love all over again. And they got married and lived happily ever after. So the moral of the story is, girls, you ever want to go to a Banshee Fall and meet a Pransome Hens? Don't forget to slop your dripper.